Good morning, class. For this week's discussion, I selected the white paper, Cost of a Data Breach Report 2025, the AI Oversight Gap, published by IBM and Phenon Institute. This report directly relates to our readings on information security, databases, information management, and the security risks associated with information systems. The report examines 600 organizations across 17 industries and found that the global average cost of a data breach in 2025 was $4.44 million. Although this represents a decrease from the previous year, organizations in the United States experienced an average breach of $10.22 million, which was the highest recorded cost among all regions studied. The report attributes these costs to factors such as regulatory fines, breach detection expenses, business disruption, and recovery efforts. One of the primary learning objectives this week is evaluating the main types of security risks facing information systems. The report found that the phishing was the most common initial attack vector, accounting for 16% of breaches. Supply chain compromises were responsible for 15% of breaches, while malicious insider attacks produced the highest average cost of $4.92 million per incident. These findings demonstrate that information systems remain vulnerable, though people, software, and third-party vendors, which aligns with our reading that human actions and access control weakens often create the greatest security risks. Another important topic for this week's discussion is how different information system architectures affect security. The report compares breaches involving data stored on-premise, in public clouds, private clouds, and across multiple environments. Organizations with data distributed across multiple environments experienced the highest average breach cost of $5.5 million and the longest detection and containment time of 276 days, in comparison with on-premise environments, which had the lowest average costs and recovery times. These findings suggest that hybrid and multi-cloud architectures provide flexibility but also increase complexity, which can make security management more difficult. The report also provides valuable insight into evaluating the risks and the costs of observed security breaches. Healthcare remained the most expensive industry for data breaches, with an average cost of $7.42 million. Organizations took an average of 241 days to identify and contain a breach, and many organizations reported that complete recovery took over 100 additional days after containment. Beyond direct financial losses, breaches resulted in operational disruptions, reputational damage, customer notification costs, and regulatory penalties. Approximately 32% of breached organizations paid regulatory fines, and 86 experienced business disruptions following the breach. These findings demonstrate that the true cost of a breach extends well beyond the initial attack itself. One of the most significant findings in the report involved artificial intelligence. IBM found that 97% of organizations experiencing AI-related security incidences lacked proper AI access controls. Additionally, 63% of organizations did not have AI governance policies in place. Organizations at high levels of shadow AI, meaning AI systems used without organizational approval or oversight, experienced breach costs that were approximately $670,000 higher than organizations with low or no shadow AI usage. These findings highlight how emerging technologies can create new security vulnerabilities when governance and oversight are not properly implemented. Based on both the report and our course readings, I would recommend several information management practices. First, organizations should establish strong governance policies that define acceptable use of AI technologies and require approval before deployment. Second, Organizations should implement comprehensive access controls, including multi-factor authentication and least privilege access. Third, employee security awareness training should be conducted regularly because phishing remains one of the most common attack methods. Finally, organizations should invest in AI-driven security tools and automation. The report found that organizations using AI security and automation extensively reduced breach costs, approximately 1.9 million, and shortened breach identification and containment times by 80 days compared to the organizations that did not use these technologies. In conclusion, the IBM Cost of Data Breach Report 2025 demonstrates that information security remains a critical concern for organizations of all sizes. The report reinforces concepts discussed in our readings regularly regarding security risks, security architecture, data protection, access controls, and security management. It also highlights emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence create both opportunities and risks that organizations must actively manage through governance, training, and investment. My name is Kelly, and thank you for listening.